What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I have something a little bit different in honor of Veterans Day. This is the top 11 countdown of Marvel legends who also happen to have some military service. So this is not an all-encompassing list of Marvel characters that have served in the military. However, it is a top 11 countdown of Marvel legends whose characters just so happen to have served in the military. I hope you enjoy it. For those of you that have served, thank you for your service and happy Veterans Day. Without further ado, let's check it out.
Now tuning into the encountered culture.
Counterculture in your face. Fun to pretend that you want it to end. I'd rather be drinking with my friends. When we go out, you never see us again.
Number 11. All right, coming in first on the list is Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, Warbird, Miss Marvel, Binary, whatever you want to call her. She made her first appearance in 1968 as an Air Force officer in Marvel Comics, of course, eventually taking over the moniker of Captain Marvel. She's appeared in the MCU, in comics, in action figure form. This action figure form, Marvel Legends, being, of course, from the Marvel Unlimited subscription series from a few years back. So this is the black and gray suit variant. A favorite of mine, personally. I just like how this looks in action figure form. Of course, we've had several Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, Warbird, Binary figures at this point, so you do have a lot to choose from if you are looking for a version of Carol Danvers to appear in your collections. But again, this being my favorite of the versions, and of course her service being in the United States Air Force. Number 10. Coming in at number 10 is John Walker, aka U.S. Agent, debuting in 1986, originally as Super Patriot. After a stint as Captain America, he would eventually become U.S. Agent. Of course, he's been portrayed as a sort of ultimate soldier at times, but originally he had only served during peacetime, growing up more so idolizing his brother who served during Vietnam. Of course, that's been changed over the decades and in different incarnations, with the MCU version leaning more into that super soldier, uh, excellent sort of soldier vibe. Of course, he did serve as a captain in the Army. This is the action figure that we have for U.S. Agent. We did get a previous version on the Bucky cap, if that's something that you're looking to add to your collection. Either way, U.S. Agent definitely needed for any Marvel Legends collection. Number 9. Number 9 is Moon Knight, Mark Spector, Jake Lockley, Steven, whatever you want to call him. A man of many names. Of course, he did first appear in Werewolf by Night in 1975. However, his military service did appear under his alter ego of Jake Lockley. So, after escaping from a psychiatric hospital, he ended up joining the Marines. He became a heavyweight boxer, served in Force Recon. He's even been a mercenary at points, right? So Moon Knight's been all over the place in each of the alter egos, doing many different things. As far as action figures, though, almost in that same line of thought, we have several variations, and by variations I mean re-releases of Moon Knight. So definitely, if you're looking for Moon Knight, you have a lot of options to add to your Marvel Legends collection. Number 8. Coming in at number 8 is Forge, a character I really like from the X-Men. So served as a sergeant in the Army during Vietnam. Of course, he had served in the Army, becoming a sergeant. He was asked to join SHIELD but declined. During his second tour in Vietnam, some of his comrades are killed by enemy troops. So in response to that, he summons a band of demons to destroy the opposition. Of course, there's some concern going on in the battle, so he orders a B-52 to bomb the position, and during that, and bomb the position of like a portal of World of the Unliving, nonetheless. And during that is when he lost his right leg and right hand. So that's where he's got some of these needs for these replacement cyborg parts. So, of course, we have a couple of versions of Forge, most recently in those 3 packs. So, if you need a Forge, you have options. Definitely a cool figure to add. Number 7. Coming in at number 7, of course, another character to fill the shoes of Captain America at one point or another. We do have Bucky Barnes, originally debuting all the way back in 1941 as a sidekick to Captain America. He's also been the Winter Soldier at times. He's been Captain America. He's played several roles. Probably one of the more conflicted souls in Marvel lore, right? Having dealt with all of the Hydra and Zemo stuff. Um, but going back to the MCU, he's like, this is one that I really wish they would have given a little bit of time to, in between Endgame and Falcon and Winter Soldier, just giving us a little bit of a Bucky Cap. Maybe that's a plan down the road, but who knows? As far as figures are concerned, you do have an original Bucky Cap that was the standard mold for a long time, but we just got this Walmart exclusive, which is certainly nice. Number 6. At number 6, I have Sam Wilson. Now, I went back and forth on whether I wanted to include the Falcon or the Captain America version, but I figure for the purpose of this list, this maybe made the most sense. So, of course, Sam had served in the Air Force. He served 2 tours. He was a pararescueman, served with the 58th Rescue Squadron. Originally debuting in 1969 as part of a Captain America series. He did serve as the Falcon for so long, eventually becoming Captain America. Now we're in that phase of the MCU where we're gonna start seeing, we have a movie on the horizon, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. As far as figures, we do have a few Falcon figures. This Toys R Us exclusive being the only Captain America version. So Hasbro, if you're out there listening, we could definitely use a new Captain America Sam Wilson. That's just my quick plug on there, but a nice figure indeed, and certainly nice in the collection. Number 5. Coming in at number 5 is War Machine, Rhodey, James Rhodes. So a character who originally debuted in 1979. He was serving in Vietnam, which later was retconned as a made-up nation, Sian Kong. He encountered Iron Man. They have a history together. Although, he doesn't even become War Machine as a hero until like 1993. So definitely it was long overdue by that point in my estimation. A cool character. I really do enjoy War Machine as a separate entity from Iron Man, and definitely the two of them together is a cool thing to view. In those Capcom games in the 90s, he was cool as well. As far as action figures, we do have this deluxe version. There is also a very similar one on a retro card, as well as several MCU versions of War Machine. Nice to add to any collection, my recommendation being the deluxe version pictured here. Number 4. Coming in at number 4, one of my personal favorite characters, Wolverine. Of course, he's got a bonus. He not only served in the U.S. military at points, but also in the Canadian military. So he makes his way around, right? He's as old can be. So he served in several conflicts throughout several decades in different eras of comics. So really cool to see that. Originally debuting back in 1974. Of course, we know him as Logan, but he's been known as James Howlett, Weapon X. He's got a few aliases out there. We've seen him in Fox movies. We're about to get him in the MCU. Of course, Hugh Jackman being the ultimate Wolverine on screen. As far as figures are concerned, though, you do have a multitude of options. There are certainly no shortage of Wolverine figures. If you want brown suits, there's a couple. If you want tiger stripe suits, you've got multiple. So any Marvel Legends Wolverine is certainly nice in any Marvel collection. Number 3. At number 3, we have Deadpool, aka Wade Wilson, aka the Merc with the Mouth. So another character who has served not only in the U.S. military at points, but also in the Canadian military special forces, depending on which era that you're working with. Originally debuting in 1990, DP has gone to win over the hearts and minds of many of us who like not only the movies, the comics, but action figures as well. So we've seen him in the in Fox movies. He's coming to the MCU. Certainly excited about that when that time happens. As far as action figures are concerned, Marvel Legends has provided several versions of Deadpool so far. We did just get this recent SDCC exclusive. This is the one with Hydra Bob, a certainly beautiful figure as far as I'm concerned, but there are no shortage of great Deadpool figures in the Marvel Legends line. Hands down, a figure needed for any collection. Number 2. Coming in at number 2, Frank Castle, the Punisher. There may not be many characters as tortured as one Frank Castle. Originally debuting back in 1974 in Amazing Spider-Man, Frank served in the U.S. Marine Corps, a vigilante and anti-hero in the shoot first, ask questions later sense. Nobody can touch Frank Castle. I mean, the man is just a badass in every sense of the word. Originally a veteran of the Vietnam War, which was later retconned to the Saigon Kong War. Of course, we know that Frank will use whatever means necessary in his one-man war on crime, all in the name of avenging the deaths of his wife and children. As far as Marvel Legends are concerned, we do have some options. Of course, you have the Walgreens version shown here. We've also received the Ultimate Rider, the Retro Card, the Netflix, the 80th, just to name a few. At this point, you probably know who number 1 is, but before we get to that number 1, how about some honorable mentions? Up first is Agent Anti-Venom, aka Flash Thompson. He's also been Agent Venom. You've seen him in Spider-Man. You know where he is. He served as a corporal in the United States Army. So there you go, Flash Thompson. John Proudstar, aka Thunderbird, served in the United States Marine Corps. He's coming in as another honorable mention. Certainly a cool character to have in the collection. Although I wish Hasbro would give us a better version. Of course, we have to talk about Nick Fury. Certainly wouldn't be a list without him. Although he wasn't included in the main lineup, I do think his service is worth mentioning. A colonel in the U.S. Army prior to his time at S.H.I.E.L.D. If we're talking about Nick Fury, we might as well talk about Maria Hill, serving in the Marine Corps. Certainly a pivotal member of S.H.I.E.L.D. at this stage. Now we got Blue Marvel on deck, a veteran of the Korean War, member of the Marine Corps, and recipient of not one but 2 Silver Stars, so quite admirable in his Marvel military service. A newer character by any right, former Air Force Lieutenant Doug Johnson III would be the first to pilot the Detroit Steel Armor. Coming in next is General Thaddeus Ross, aka Red Hulk. I know a lot of you were like, why wasn't he in there? Obviously, a list of 11 is pretty restrictive, so that is the only reason he did not make the top 11. A character with a lot of military service under his belt, sometimes depicted as an Army general, sometimes Air Force, depending on the era. Certainly a massive character in Marvel, not only as a Hulk adversary, but also as the leader of the Thunderbolts. Although not making the list, he still deserved a spot towards the top of this countdown. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, the one you probably already guessed, but without further ado, here is number 1. Coming in at number 1 is none other than the Sentinel of Liberty himself, Captain America, Steve Rogers nonetheless, debuting all the way back in 1940. He's one of the most well-known recipients of the Super Soldier Serum. He's fought everyone from Hitler to Thanos and everybody in between. A member of the Avengers, worked with S.H.I.E.L.D. He's done everything. He continues to do it. Of course, there have been several to hold the moniker of Captain America, but Steve Rogers being the quintessential Captain America, the full embodiment of everything that it stands for, a true patriot, served in several conflicts dating back to World War II, spent decades in suspended animation. There's just nobody else who embodies what it truly means to wear the Captain America uniform. Of course, as far as Marvel Legends are concerned, we've definitely had our number of Marvel Legends Captain America figures throughout the years. This being the 20th anniversary and what I would consider the quintessential Marvel Legends Captain America for any collection. Please let me know if you disagree with that, but this figure is just so nice on so many levels. I just don't think you could go wrong with having this Captain America in your collection. And for those reasons, that's why he's number one. Alright folks, so there you have it. There is your top 11 Marvel Legends who are also veterans on behalf of this Veterans Day. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Hopefully you got something out of it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe below. Of course, if you are on Instagram or you are on whatnot, feel free to head over there. Other than that, hopefully everybody has a wonderful Veterans Day. And until next time, take it easy.